Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 TS. I'm alongside Nick and we are here for the Malaysian Grand Prix and we are about to get everything rolling and ready here at the Malaysian Grand Prix, the 15th round of the season. We have 16 drivers here today. We were expected to have 18, but still nice to have 16. And like we said, the time counts down from 12 minutes and we apologize for the late timing by this race. Obviously the podium tier ran over due to the technical interruptions we faced in the podium tier, so a little bit late by us, which means the racing will go on a little bit longer as expected. And yes, I'm not sure if Nick is by my side because he said he'd go for a second. Nick, are you there?
Here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here, ready to go. Yeah, mate, not too bad. I've just come off the back of a 2-hour 15-minute stream for the podium tier. And do you know what? I don't regret a thing because the race that we had was absolutely fantastic, and Malaysia provided another classic race. And this will be our last time that we race around Malaysia at F1 TS Hub. So, well, we could do it. It could be chosen for a season 11 track, but we don't know. It could be the last time. So, bit emotional. I've had some good races here, Alan. I've had some bad. I know it's not your favourite, but right now these drivers need to, they've got 10.5 minutes, they need to get out there, get some laps in, and we'll see exactly who's going to be qualifying where.
Yes, this track doesn't suit my style, but I mean, like you said, yeah, I have faith in your words. You've always said the races have been good here for F1 TS Sub, even in the podium tier. I was watching earlier today, and I mean, I'm just hoping we have a good race, but going through the field, like we said, we have 16 drivers with 10 minutes remaining. Let's just hope that, you know, the short qualifying, we keep equal cars, because that was the issue we faced in the podium tier. So as we go through, there are still a couple people in the pits. Sean is still in, Cloudy Balloons is still in, and it looks like Luis is still in, and that's about it. Everyone else going back out on the track. And, you know, if anyone missed the Singapore Grand Prix from last weekend, oh, that was one of the most memorable races of the season. I mean, SPL Malakeka could have went from last to first, but I mean, finish on the podium, and Luis was trying to take the lead, and Jor's spinning while weaving, and he's lost a tire and he's out. Well, I was on board with Jor, and he just completely lost it while weaving.
DRS open, maybe, Alan?
Yes, the DRS was open. I mean, Amp was swinging way too wide to be weaving and trying to wear up your tires. That's just a rookie mistake right there from Jor. But, yeah, like we were saying, if you missed the Singapore Grand Prix, Luis, he ended up trying to take the lead, and then he crashed out of the race, or at least got into an incident, took him out of contention. And it was a day to remember from Black Mamba, the first career victory for him in F1 TS Sub. And he has a lot of motivation carrying through towards the Malaysian Grand Prix, and it looks to be paying off. As I mean, I've heard he's been running really fast here, and he hopes to be getting a podium today.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who can get up there. Woma's on the soft tire, the only driver to be on the soft tire. Everyone else is on the supers, so hopefully we have no lag in today's race. We had some issues last week in Singapore, and apparently we had some earlier in the podium tier. Hopefully we just get a nice clean lag-free race as Black Mumbai sets the fastest lap so far. He won the last race, as you mentioned, Alan, one driver of the day I believe as well on Twitter, so big congratulations to him. And it looks to be a little bit cloudy up above.
Now, rain would definitely not help the case for some of these drivers, because I'm looking at D90, lost it coming up towards the hill. That's one of my least favorite corners, I'll be honest. Just the elevation change when you swing that car towards the left-hand side. It really does pay a challenge towards many of these drivers. But as we go through, 3 drivers to set a lap time. SPL Malakeka on the front row, not anymore. Beast has, I mean, SPL still on the front row, but Beast has picks up that pole position. For those banker laps flying in right now, sets it by 0.3 over SPL. As I think SPL's out of fuel, I'm not exactly sure. Either pause the game or is out. Black Mumbai slides in a third, 0.6 off of Beast has his time. And there's also the Haas driver of learning the wheel. I'm not sure if that's a new driver. I don't recognize his name.
Yes, that is correct. That is a new driver. So learning the wheel, we've got two this week, Alan. Learning the wheel, sorry, I should have told you. Learning the wheel, he is new to the league, so big welcome to him and hope he does really well tonight. We've also got what I call Rex. I'm going to call him Rex because I like the name Rex, and he is in 11th place at the moment. He's also new to the league. So two new drivers to the Pinnacle tier, and we welcome him very much and wish them the best luck in tonight's race.
Wish the best luck for these drivers going onto the field. We already have 12 drivers who have set a lap time. Must have been a slight problem for D90's time. 21 seconds off the pace. I have no clue where that came from, especially with some of these guys as well. There's also Cloudy Balloons, and there's as well Sauber of Rex, Palm Rex, 9 seconds off the pace. Didn't you say he was one of the other new drivers that we have?
Yeah, Rex is. So Rex and Learning the Wheel are their first race at F1 Tier Sub tonight. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get on.
So it's sort of nice to see a lot of newcomers come by in this league. From the start of season number 10 towards the end, there's a lot of new faces that have appeared. And as we go through the grid, again, I think we mentioned that last time out, it was Woma's first race, the Brazilian, and a good result for Woma. I mean, I thought it was a good drive, and I was impressed by the drive that he put on. BSAS still on pole by 3/10. That's Mally Tekic in second. Third is Black Mum by fourth. MLA, and fifth is James Slater. So the fastest time as it stands right now is a 1:30.8. Yeah, it is a 1:30.8. And do you think that time will get beaten? Because like you always mentioned, the first person that usually goes out will be like a bunch of people going out, and they'll be sudden slower laps coming back in, either adjusting their car to within the standards that the game allows you to, lower the fuel mix, on a new set of tires, go out and set a faster lap when you sort of have a feel for the track conditions that are out there. So we sort of expect faster lap times, but do you think anyone else can conquer BSAS's lap time?
I know Sean always goes well at tracks that are set to regular corner cutting, and this is one of them. And I'm riding on board with him now. It looks like he's had a really brilliant lap. He's so aggressive with that car today, and he's looking like he's right on the money. So let's find out in about a straight and a half's time whether he is able to challenge BSAS. A lot of drivers in the pits now as they refuel, as you mentioned now, and get some new set of boots. As he comes down the penultimate straight, he's going to head towards the last corner, and as he brakes, he's going to turn sharply left, swing it on the curb, and he goes into the pits. So there you go, Alan. That was a bit of an anticlimax.
Most likely figured that it would rather just come in the pits instead of setting a lap time, most likely due to the fact that just wasn't up on the delta that you're supposed to be on. I mean, he's sort of aiming for a top 4 in quality, most likely. I mean, like you said, since corner cutting is set at regular today, but I decided to go in the pits and like you said, put on a new set of boots and we'll go out there. You see many drivers exiting the pits, and they'll be going for a fast run in their only run in qualifying, or at least the second stint of it. You go out for one single lap. Like, looks like Matt and Sam are out there, so are Black Mumbai, exited the pits. Many others, like Cloudy Balloons, are out there and will be looking to set a lap time. Like I said, Jor is out, so right now he stands in the final row in this race. But yeah, we go through the field. It is 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and BSAS still on the top by 0.3 of a second over XP O'Malley Tekic.
Yeah, BSAS needs a good strong result today. His gap was cut to 14 points after MLA finished on the podium, and he had the lag issues which cost him the race win, or a potential race win. He had to overtake Black Mamba first. Yeah, the top two separated by quite a small amount. Mali's really put in some strong performance the last couple of races. I've been impressed with him on and off the track. So shout out to Mali for being what F1 TSL we call a very good driver and social driver, and that's exactly what we like to see. So yeah, drivers need to improve. They've got 2.5 minutes just over left to do so, and this is a track. Overtaking isn't impossible. It's just overtaking here. You can make sure you line the guy up in front of you, but it doesn't make it qualifying any less important. The further you're up the grid, the less likely you are to be involved in some sort of incident, Alan. And with turn 1 and 2, it's almost one corner. They lead into each other so well that you need to get turn 1 right in order to get turn 2 right. You can't do one without the other.
Yes, definitely. And don't you feel? I saw a yellow pop up Really good in the field. I don't think that was a cause for anyone. I think it was just a game glitch, like we said. Actually, not slow car. That is learning the wheel. Slow in sector 1. Letting cars by, most likely. I think that's what it is. Like I said, Sean has yet to set a lap time. He's on an out lap, and he'll be going for one final run in Malaysia. And I thought it was good enough that he brought up the points, because let's go over them. I mean, the gap from first to second, from BSAS and from MLA in second, has really decreased. Last week, it was more than double of what it is right now. The gap between BSAS and MLA is 14 points. And of course, Sean, Cliffy, James Slater, they're all more than 80 points behind. And from looks to be from Cliffy all the way down there, at least 150 behind. So really, the championship fight is just in the hands of BSAS and MLA. So both of them are hoping for a podium today.
Yeah, definitely. As a lot of drivers are on their lap, that's about to start their flying. On Black Mamba, what can he do? He's about to cross the line. Where is this going to put him? And he doesn't improve, I don't think, or he might have improved his time. Doesn't improve his position. So he'll have another crack at it. He's got enough fuel, so he's fueled that correctly. MLA, what can he do? He's coming up the penultimate straight. Beastas, he's currently on provisional pole, about to start his flyer. So what can the championship leader do? From first position already, Sam's doing a good job in fifth, it has to be said, just ahead of James. Learning the wheel, he's in seventh currently. Lawrence is in 8th position, and Wimmer's in 9th on the soft tire, so he switched over to the super soft just to let everyone know. And we've got everyone out on track except for Praville. Rex has retired from the session, so he's called it a day. D90, Matt's off the track, so he's struggling with track conditions. Sean yet to set a time. He doesn't want to get caught out like he did in Italy, although we'd love to see another fight back from him.
Definitely. Another yellow in sector number 3, and yeah, again, I think this car's slowing down. I thought it was very interesting that, I mean, I kept looking at Sean, that he was bringing out most of the yellow. He's setting a lot of cars by, and I think he's just trying to prep himself for that one final lap. And again, like I said, let a lot of cars by. And if he was just trying to find the right moment to, go on track and set a lap time to at least, have, be behind a car to at least gain some slipstream, but not affect the dirty air, and have like no one behind you that would, gain an advantage. And I think he's done that really well. But qualifying is over. G90 completes his lap. That is 21 seconds behind. That is a disappointment because he disconnected from the session while the session was about to, end, and that's not really the lap he was looking for. Rex as well was 9 seconds off the pace, not a lap he was looking forward to, and Luis is right now 7 seconds behind, and is looking to improve that lap time most likely as BSAS goes 4/10 quicker. SBL Malikeka again cannot get 3/10 within BSAS, and Black Mumbai in 3rd, Sean in 4th. Good lap time by him. Let's see what MLA can do off the final corner. Run up to line, open up DRS, stick to the hand to the right-hand side, opening up 7th gear across the line. That is 4th, beating his teammate barely across the line.
Got learning the wheel to come now. He's about to cross the line. Here he goes. It's going to be 7th place. So very close there, Alan. Everyone seemed to improve on their last lap, which is what you'd expect. You've got Cloudy Balloons yet to come across the line. What can he do? Currently in 12th position. Can he jump up the order a little bit as he comes across the line? And he goes 10th, so well done to him. Someone else improves. Louis improves 1/10 of a second, so him and BSAS continue that front row dominance.
Job to Luis again. I mentioned this last week, I'm going to say it again. Luis, it always feels like he's a runner-up to BSAS. It happens once more today. And that'll be done for everyone. It says Santa's still in the pits. And, well, he's not going to go out. His time is over. BSAS on pole by 1/10 of a second over Luis. 3rd is SBL Alikekek. 4th is Black Mumbai. 5th, MLA. 6th, Sean. Actually, Sean crashed out. His AI must have crashed out because he crossed the line with all 4 tires when the session was already over. So he must have crashed into someone, which means someone else must have some damage. But that is that. Your pole sitter again is Beasthouse, and alongside him on the front row is Luis.
Yeah, fantastic. It's going to be an interesting race through the order, Alan.
Here we go. It goes like this. B-sides, Luis, SBL Malik, Kekek, Black Mumbai, Sean, James Slater, Roma, learning the wheel, Sam, rounds out the top 10. Then it's Cloudy Balloons, Lawrence, Matt, and let me scroll down, it interrupted me. Then Rexy 90 and Joe are rounding out the grid, and yeah, the gap ranges all the way down to 22 seconds, which is a first in F1 TSUB from what I can remember. I'm not sure if you've ever seen a gap that big from first to last in your days of F1 TSUB.
No, I haven't. I know D90 got desynced from the rest of the field, but he did join straight back in, so he will be able to participate in the race. So we'll see exactly is what's going to happen. Oh, there's a pile up in the pit lane. We had the same thing earlier. This is fantastic to see all the drivers being dropped from a crane on top of each other ahead of today's race. But it looks to be cloudy.
Thank you for reminding me. I screenshotted that. But yes, the conditions, like you mentioned in qualifying, are cloudy. The conditions will make the rain, if we get anything in the forecast, will make the race not only longer, but more grueling, to say the least. I mean, the passing here at this track is already minimal, but then again, due to the fact of the rain, that could change it and make it much, much worse. But we're about to begin formation lap, so stay tuned for that, and we'll go over track facts in just a moment, as let's get ready for the formation lap, and we'll go over the front row once more here for the Malaysian Grand Prix. So the 5 green lights are going, and yep, like I said, Bisas and Luis, they share a common goal. It is to win, but Luis is behind Bisas once more, and he's looking to try and change that today. Down in the second row, SBR Malek and Black Mumbai, both of them had fantastic races in Singapore. They're hoping to carry forward the motivation from last week. Down in the third row is MLA and Sean, the 2 silver arrows. Again, most likely they're leading in the constructors. Yeah, they are leading in constructors.
Dominating.
Yeah, they're dominating. That's not even a question I should have asked, but absolutely dominating in constructors. And they come to the home of Petronas. They're hoping to win one for the company. Down in row number 4, James Slater and Walma, now the 2 Renault teammates, more of a banana split that you see down in 7th and 8th. They're hoping to get some points today. Down in row number 5, you have Sam and Learning the Wheel. Learning the Wheel, it's his first ever race. He's hoping to, take away a couple points from today. Down in row number 6, you have Cloudy Balloons and Lawrence, just hoping to slide into the points today. And Matt and Rex already made a name for themselves in formation laps. They're both disqualified. They'll be sharing the penultimate row. And for the final row, it is D90 and Jor. Neither of them had good laps in quali and are hoping to rebound from that during today's Malaysian Grand Prix. But now we are done with the grid. Let's go over the track facts that we present ourselves today. The track is 5.5 kilometers long, 3.4 miles long, and the turns, there are 15 corners. Each of them are unique, all the way from the hairpin to the S's. They are one to remember. In the right-hander, when you hit the 2 apexes, we're not even supposed to go too wide. I mean, that part in sector 2, that one's very unique here. So 15 different unique corners. They present a challenge for every individual driver on the grid today. And the fastest race lap record is a 1:34 flat, set by Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari of 2017. And yeah, that is the fastest lap time on the track for a race lap record. Most likely that lap will get beaten today in today's Grand Prix.
Just like to point out, Alan, Cloudy Balloons is on the soft tyre. Matt's also started on the soft, and so is D90. So everyone else choosing the super soft and the quickest tyre for today's race. But those 3 have decided to go for the soft. So we'll see what their strategy, how it brings them into play later in the race. But it's looking to be an absolute cracker. The front row, again, Alan, these 2, Louis and Bisas, they can't stay away from each other in qualifying. That's Mali's best result in qualifying at F1 TS Hub. So he's having a good race as well. And I'm just so excited to see how they feed through turn 1 and 2, and who are the winners and who are the losers.
We will point that out once the race starts. But yeah, I mean, I feel qualifying, again, a good day from Beastaz. Again, another pole position. Feels like more than half the time Beastaz is always on front. A good statistic to have an F1 TSUB by any means. But we'll begin the race in just a moment here. And we'll wait for everyone to get formed up once more. Are we waiting for anyone? Yeah, we're waiting for George. We'll have to wait a couple more seconds. He's not even in the hairpin yet. And yeah, 28 laps in store for us and 15 corners. And it will be a race to remember if something does happen. And most likely, I'm in Singapore, already presented one of the best races I've seen in F1 TSUB when I commentated. So I'm really hyped for today's race. Now they have 16 drivers. As all of them form up on the grid, we'll get set and ready to go for the Malaysian Grand Prix.
Fantastic stuff. Great big run down into turn 1. A wide track. Anything can happen here with the weather at Malaysia. It's a perfect recipe.
Here we go, the 5 red lights for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Off and set, and we're green for the Malaysian Grand Prix at the Sepang International Circuit. And already I can see 3 and 2 wide behind. There's a Williams waving the background as we head into number 1. Around the outside goes Luis. Can he hang it down the inside, back downhill? He's going to have the advantage, but no. BSAS clears him. Side by side for Espo Malakakik and Luis. And they're still going up, but now they're single file. We go back to the grid, and it looks like Lawrence is dropping as they're 3 wide in the background. 3 wide as he goes through the hanging right-hander. Whoa! 1 car off, that's Lawrence. And Lawrence has been run off the track.
Mally and Louis have spun.
No one's in it. Oh, yep, there's SPL has been spun. Oh, that is terrible after a 3rd play. Oh, there's another spin with the Haas. He saves it from hitting the wall. Fantastic spin. Oh, there's another spin behind. That's a Force Indy of Matt. He's off the track. He's off the track. Oh, that is terrible. 4 different drivers off the opening lap. Oh, no, it's Luis. Luis is out of it. Oh, that's terrible. And he's absolutely bended on the opening lap. Left front tire that's gone before we approach the 2 right-handers. That is terrible for the Ferrari.
7 and 8. 7 and 8. Turn 7 and 8. That is. It looks like he just had some, I don't know, some braking issues or got on the grass when he broke or something. But there's a lot of gravel there, Alan. So how he ended up in the wall without slowing the car, I'm not too sure. But
well, there's another. Oh no, never mind. It looks like there's about to be a spin. But a fantastic save from Rex as he hits into Lawrence, who suffered an incident on the opening lap of this race. And like you mentioned, again, 7 and 8, my bad. I'm going through the opening lap. BSAS leads through the first lap, and that is well done to him. He's pulled away. Oh, 1 car's off. That's Jor. Jor's off. Jor is off. And he's still going to be in P10 right as they cross the line. Will be under threat from the Sauber of Rex. He's going to look to the inside and maybe put a move on in turn 1. 3 wide if Lawrence thinks so, but no, backs out of it. As actually 1 car is almost ran wide in the background.
Joe, I think that was.
Again, still going at it is Rex and Lawrence. Yes, George run wide, and now the Ferrari is going to have a chance at Rex here. He's going to try and go around the outside as we head back uphill. Again, Rex is sort of congested in a little battle that he had with Lawrence, and now it's going to give the opportunity back to D90 to make a pass on Rex, but E12, well, Matt is pitting for the medium tires on the first lap of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic racing, and a few incidents as we're seeing Rex recover it. He's absolutely struggling with the rear of that Sauber, so he's got wing damage as well. Just for good measure, he'll have to collect himself and go again. Matt has had a poor start as well. He's currently down to 15th place, so they haven't removed Louis' car. That Ferrari still sticking in the barrier, but a perfect start for BSAS. He leads by 3.6 seconds.
Not sure what they're going to do with that car. I mean, like we said, the safety car did change the Singapore Grand Prix and the result of it. So, let's just say it comes out because that car is still there. That's going to change a lot of things. And actually, I find it funny. If you go on board of Luis, and you see a front wing over the barrier. I'm not sure if you see that too, but it looks like I'm not sure if that's a graphic glitch or just how spectacular his incident was, as now George dives into the pits.
Yeah, so we'll run through with you in a second exactly who's come into the pits. So far, Matt and Joe and Rex. So those are the 3 to have come in, currently running 13th, 14th and 15th. We'll see whether Matt moves up as those have come in. But yeah, interesting to say the least. What a start. We've got Sean currently in 4th, and his teammate MLA is in 7th position, so he's lost a couple places, or at least 1 at the start. Manny moves up into 8th, so it's going to be another comeback from what soon we'll have to call him the comeback kid, as we're seeing a Renault and a Force India going on the AstroTurf. The Williams in the background also does the same, so pushing the limits on the exit of turn 6, but that's exactly what we like to see. Sam Meg goes wide now, and he's going to be under attack into turn 9. The McLaren's on the outside, he's got to give him room, and looks like McLaren's got the job done. Malley's up another position, so fantastic racing, and he's doing a fantastic job in that McLaren for today's race. But few DRS zone battles coming up as we head towards the final 2 straights of the lap. BSAS leading Black Mamba by 4 seconds as Sam and Cloudy Balloons have a little ding dong, and Cloudy Balloons is also going to get the DRS. So a lot of DRSing here, but they've got 2 straights to sort this one out.
Yes, coming across the line for lap number 4. B-Saz leads by 4.2 seconds. Cloudy Balloons dropping in position to Sam, who are still going at it as we cross the line. Wheel to wheel, Cloudy Balloons will just have the edge as they cross the line as they're about to head into turn number 1. There's still a yellow in sector 2. Now, I'm quite worried that some of these drivers are preventing an overtake due to that yellow, but a switch back there for Cloudy Balloons. He's going to try once more. Back to the inside again. He's going to have the inside. Back to the outside. They bang wheels. Do the right-hander. They swing through it. And still going at it are Sam and looks to be Cloudy Balloons now looking to the inside, just giving him just enough room as he bangs side pod, but around the outside it's still Sam going at it. Lap number 4, Sam still ahead of Cloudy Balloons on lap number 4. And as yes, like we go through sector number 2. Now they have to keep a single file because you cannot pass in this sector, because if you ride on board with Sam, you can still see that Ferrari parked off to the side. That is the reason why there is no passing. They have not yet removed that car. So I'm not sure if any of the stewards or any of the ground officials are having trouble removing that Ferrari. Must be really stuck into the gravel trap there. But now the gap has exceeded. Now if you look at the lead, there's a yellow in sector 2 and 3 now because Woma's out. Woma's actually not out, but has spun into the barrier. Has had that back end faced into the tire barrier that you saw there. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how that happened.
No wing damage. He's got away with that one without any wing damage, Alan. As you said, he was back facing into the barrier, but it's just missed Cloudy Balloons to Sam. Look at them going side by side. They've been doing it for almost a whole lap. And credit to them both. What fantastic driving. They've been banging wheels, hitting side pods, but keeping it clean, no spinning. And that's exactly how you race side by side. And these two are a great example for racing etiquette. And as we head into turn 1, it's going to be side by side again. And who's going to come better up, Alan? Who's your money on?
It's going to be really close around the outside. Sam is still hanging it back to the inside. They bang wheels once more. A little more than that. They're still wheel to wheel. Maybe Sam's going to try to move that Cloudy Balloon sit on him a lap ago. He's going to look to the inside, but Cloudy Balloon knows better. To the outside goes Sam, getting to it around the outside. He barely gives him just enough room. And this time it's Cloudy Balloons that prevails in that position. And man, that was a fantastic battle. Those two worked their butts off to get in front of one another. And props to, Cloudy Balloons now pulling away from Sam for P7. But like I said, now we look through the grid, and now it's a 6-second gap between B-Saz and Black Mumbai. A good position running for the Williams of B-Saz. And again, Black Mumbai, they're both running in good positions, but Black Mumbai just cannot reel in B-Saz. But we're going to go through the field once more. And, one car off, that's Woma once more. Woma's off again. No front wing damage. And, again, a terrible day for Woma. Not one to remember for the Renault driver.
Yeah, definitely struggling that Renault at the moment. I do know if you go wide here, Alan, get some gravel, it's so difficult to get the car back in the right operating window where you can really push it. You need to turn down to lean as he has and just try and scrub that dirt off the tires. But look at learning the wheel. Him and D90 are side by side. We'll switch to a broadcast view for this one, and he goes down the outside, and that's job done. Haas driver, or is the Ferrari's come back at him. You've got a Toro Rosso of Lawrence in the background as well. They've all got DRS. Unfortunately for D90, he crossed the line behind, slightly ahead, so he doesn't get DRS. But there you go. Learning the wheel takes a position up to 9th. D90's in 10th, and Lawrence is just behind in 11th.
All really close to each other, learning the wheel. He's starting to form up a tiny train, as you can see there, with D90 and Lawrence. And again, looking on board with Lawrence, just starting to reel him in. Starting to reel in D90 because there's not much he can do at trying to get ahead of learning the wheel. But now it looks like learning the wheel is starting to pull away from the other two. And so it is as Woma has finally retired from the session. So has Rex retired. I think they just had it. I mean, this track has not been friendly to them today, so both of them retiring, or one of them retiring, and picks the other, pulling off to the side, as both of them retire due to their own ability. And at the time being, it is now D90 again trying to go back at learning the wheel, and riding on board with D90 again, really close to each other. Good news is, look around the track, you can see some blue patches in the sky, so it looks like no rain is in the forecast as of right now. Jor's out of it as well. Again, called it quits, pulling that car off to the side. Does not want to finish this race, and I don't blame him. A terrible day for Jor.
Sean versus James Slater. This is the third position as the Mercedes is trying to get past at the moment. Yellow flags in sector 2, and is he going to be able to do it around the outside? He swings it round. This is going to be the inside for turn 2. They're wheel to wheel. They're so close. Fantastic driving from both of them. Gave each other just enough room. Beautiful helicopter shot. This is going to continue all the way into to turn 4. So what's Sean going to do? Sean keeps the outside. Is James going to sling it down the inside? Thinks better of it. Just behind, you've got MLA under attack from Mali. So it's going to be Mercedes versus McLaren next up on the road. And fantastic battling as D90's also just behind learning the wheel.
Yes, they say as a commentator you cannot be biased, and well, I mean that pass with Sean and James Slater, you just couldn't not cheer for Sean. I mean that was a beautiful move. I've never seen anything like it. It is so rare and so unique and so challenging to pull that move off. And when Sean did it, man, I was excited when Sean did that. Shows really the pace that he's brought on today, and that again, like you said, with tracks that have regular corner cutting on, he does really well at. I mean, that wasn't even due to that. It was just mainly due to the fact that he has the speed, and as of right now, he's running faster than his teammate, which hasn't happened too much this season because MLA has really just stolen the glory from his teammate. But both of them done a fantastic job this season, and you can see in the background with MLA. Staring down his teammate. He probably saw them move into turn 1, and nice to see, and he was probably cheering as well when they were going around the track. But again, yellow in sector 2 once more. That is still because Luis's car is still there. Everyone else's car is gone, as now Sam into the pits. Let's see what tire Sam will be putting on. It is lap number 8, the Force India driver.
Yeah, he's coming to the pit, so he's going for the undercut, and here we are. We've got Lawrence and D90 as they head down to turn 1. This is a race-long battle, perhaps, that we're going to be looking at here. Both on the same, both on different compounds of tyres, so there'll be on opposite strategies in the second half of the race. And this is fantastic to see them battling so closely, side by side. Cloudy Balloons, of course, on the soft tyre in 7th place, but Matt still behind MLA, and James is still staying within DRS's of Sean. So that's exactly what we like to see. But BSAS, you have to say, who's going to stop him today?
Well, remember Singapore, we didn't think anybody could stop BSAS, but a matter of fact, it wasn't any of the drivers. It was a safety car that stopped him. Just got caught up in traffic, and the next thing he expected, he was just falling down the grid order after a mistake he made, which guaranteed a points gap or points advantage, for MLA. And I find it very interesting because, I mean, a better chance of someone stopping BSAS. I think a probability. I think we'd have a better chance of this happening if it was a safety car than any other driver combined on this grid. I think the only person that can really stop BSAS today is a safety car. And I say that with pride, because that's what it seemed like for the past couple of races. I mean, not past couple of races, but whenever BSAS opens up the lead, it is that the Silver Arrow Mercedes safety car that comes out and ends the race for him, and he has to work for it once more. And with BSAS, he likes working up a gap each and every lap. He doesn't like when it's sort of wasted down the drain and he has to do it all over again. And he's demonstrated that, and as it goes right now, 9 laps into this race, he exceeds more than a second each lap. And I will bring up one other point. It was written through the comments. There's a press release from Luis, driver of the Ferrari, on the opening lap incident. He says, I didn't bin it, I did it on purpose. Something always goes wrong, whether it is lag or some blank who cannot drive. So it was a self-inflicted incident. And speaking of Luis, they finally removed his car, which means you can finally pass in Sector 2.
Yeah, great shame there for Louis. I don't know why he did that. That's, we don't like to see that, and I don't know whether the stewards will be investigating that after the race. But if you want to retire through your own accord, you need to head into the pits, press start, and retire from race that way. You should be doing it on track, Alan, because as we saw, if that was affecting people passing, drivers passing in Sector 2, that isn't what we want to see on race day. So perhaps the stewards look into that, but for now we'll focus on what's going on track. And we've got one Mercedes under attack, and the other Mercedes under attack as well. It has to be said that DRS is open for both, and MLA comes into the pit. So does James Slater, so does Mali, so does Black Mamba. So BSAS and Sean carry on, but these four, here they come.
Yes, all of them line up into the pits as in a formation, and all putting on separate tires, medium tires for MLA. What will everyone else do? I think they'll go for mediums. Go on board with SBL, Malipekik, medium tires. Looks to be medium tires for everyone else, those 4 drivers that enter the pits. So that's what they'll be going on. Most likely, they'll finish the race on those tires.
MLA got jumped, Alan, in the pits.
MLA did get jumped. Not the best stop. I mean, not the best pit stop for MLA. I mean, right on board. SBL really got through, and sort of surprises me because I mean, he has the first pit stop. I honestly think they just it was a slow stop, most likely. I have no explanation for it because nobody came in after him besides SBL, but a stop can't take half of a second where he'll be held up by that McLaren, and it must have been a fantastic stop for SBL compared to a very slow stop for MLA. That's all I can imagine. If it was a front wing change, he'd be nowhere close towards that McLaren Honda, so I'm sort of shocked to see what's going on here.
Yeah, really strange, Alan. As you mentioned, there was no one came in after, and there was no front wing change because he'd be further back. So what happened at that pit stop? Why did he lose the position there? Perhaps, as you said, well, the McLaren just got a faster stop, and if they came into the pit lane nose to tail, that is possible. So the McLaren, as BSAS comes into the pits, McLaren mechanics doing a good job. Sean carries on for another lap. No, he doesn't. He comes in as well. So BSAS is going on to the soft tyre though, so that's different from, you know what, the other 4 who came in pitted. So some ranging strategies here tonight.
Looks like Sean is in medium tires for him as he fits those tires. And it looks like the wheel is staying out in the Haas, and Sean goes back out on track on those medium tires. Black Mumbai gets ahead. What will James Slater say about it? It's going to be really close between Sean, but no, it gets jumped by all of them. And it's going to be close between his teammate. Oh, it's been an utter disaster for Sean. He's been jumped. He's been jumped by all of those 4 drivers that just pitted a lap ago. Really goes to show how much tire degradation he's had over the last couple of laps.
Yeah, that extra lap absolutely hurt him so much. With all those high-speed corners, Alan, it's just, he's obviously just losing time. Matt's retired. What's happened to him? He's binned it. Is that turn 5 and 6? No, that's turn 10 and 11. So, sorry, 11 and 12 possibly. He's binned it in the wall, lost the car, and he's out of this race. So we're down to 11, 5 retirees already. So a bit disappointing on the retiree side, but we're seeing Black Mamba just getting past D90. He's got Lawrence ahead, who also hasn't pitted, so this will be interesting to see. Fresh grip versus worn tyres, but BSAS gone onto the soft. Why do you think BSAS went onto the soft whilst also the other 5 of what you have to say is his competitors went onto the medium tyres?
Hold on, Black Mumbai going against Lawrence. He clears him in that corner, dives it to the inside. He's able to take the position, but yeah, but BSAS, I don't know what's going on between the two. It's beyond me of what BSAS is trying to do. If I remember, yeah, BSAS started on the super soft tires, pitted a little bit later than a lot of people did. So maybe just he believes you can finish the race on these tires, or just believes that there'll be a safety car today, and is planning on pitting one more time if the safety car does come out. I mean, I will pull out the fact that Black Mumbai is, running in 4th place while a couple other drivers in front of him have not pitted. It looks like the Haas of Leaving the Wheel and Cloudy Balloons. Let me stops. Yeah, they haven't pitted, and it's odd because the man in 3rd, Leaving the Wheel. I mean, he's on the super soft tires and he's still out there 12 laps in. Those tires must be shredding each individual lap.
Yeah, definitely. As we just saw Mally get past James Slater there, so that's job done. Then you've got the 2 Mercedes to come through next. Sean still hasn't closed the gap on these guys, so he's really struggling on those medium tyres. Not sure what happened on his in-lap. Learning the wheel, he'll definitely perhaps be going for a one-stop, Alan, and going onto the soft tyre as BSAS did, but just obviously choosing to go a little bit later. But here we go. James Slater's under attack from MLA and Cloudy Balloon, so it's a Williams 1-2 at the moment. Obviously Cloudy hasn't pitted, but still nice for him to be up there. Learning the wheel in his debut race is currently in 3rd, and Black Mamba's in 4th. So Black Mamba's going to be the biggest challenge to BSAS here today, because I think BSAS will be 2 stopping. If not, it'll be extremely close at the end of the race in terms of tyre wear.
It'll be very, very close towards the end in this race. And looking up, leaving the wheel into the pits. Finally into the pits. They'll be pitting, and Black Mumbai flies by for P3 and going through the field. It'll be a matter of time before Cloudy Balloons pitting started on the soft tire, so pit should be opening within the next couple of laps for him. As we go through the field, 13 laps in out of 28, not even halfway through. A couple more laps in, we will be, and it'll be very close to tell between some of these drivers. As go through the field again, Black Mumbai, D90, SBL, Malikekik, they're all pretty close to each other and not so far behind. James Slater pretty close with an MLA, and then you have Sean back in 8th, a terrible pit stop. No, I mean, just a terrible run in general. Actually, it looks like now SBL Malikekik gets ahead of D90, and that's going to help James Slater catch back up because those two just went at a battle. And James Slater and MLA will sort of get held up due to the fact that those two have been battling. So look forward to a 4-car battle within the next couple of laps between these 4.
Yeah, caught D90 at the wrong place in the track. It's the worst place to catch someone that you're quicker than. And D90, you know, he's rightfully there. He's driving. He hasn't stopped yet. He can pick which line he wants. And if these guys want to get the job done, they need to get it done very quickly because Mali's going to gain a lot from this with those being stuck. And you can see James weaving, going, let me through, but D90 doesn't have to. He's entitled to defend as James slings it down the inside. Is MLA going to follow? No, MLA's going to wait for the next straight. And look at the gap Mali's got through that. Absolutely pulled out of DRS. And Mali's up into 4th position, which will become 3rd when Cloudy comes into the pits. But MLA's got past now. And D90's down into 7th position.
Right, look at the exit off the turn. A terrible exit for D90. And probably just falling back now towards Sam. Sean had some gravel on his tires, most likely went off, and now he's down to P number 9. So really, just his day goes from bad to worse here in Malaysia. And again, I don't know what to explain for Sean. Just pitted at the wrong time. So for Sean, it's not been the kindest day to him. Cloudy Balloons looks to be 8.5 seconds behind for that Williams 1-2 that we're maintaining at the moment. Once he pits, the gap should pretty much go up from where it was before between the first two of going to be B-Saz and Black Mumbai. Again, every single lap, B-Saz appears to be pulling away. Now the fact that he's on a superior compound to the medium tires, he'll definitely be pulling off a gap to Black Mumbai. And it still sort of shocks me of what he's trying to do on those tires. I'm not sure if he can finish the race on those tires. I mean, maybe if he pitted a lap later or two, maybe. But I don't know. I've never done a 50% race at Malaysia, so I honestly can't really tell my side here. I don't know if those tires will finish to the end, but I mean, if I were B-Saz and I pitted on the soft tires, most likely I would have confidence in that strategy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough whether he can or can't, but he's definitely got the pace. So I think even if he 2-stops as his teammate Cloudy comes in from 2nd place, and he's right on the cusp. What's he going to put on? 13 laps. He could probably put on the supers, and he might be able to stretch him with lower fuel in the last part of the race. But MLA touches the grass there as he exits the last corner, and we'll see how far Cloudy Balloons falls down the order.
Let's see, maybe down towards Sam. Maybe. No, I don't think it's going to be. Sam's going to fly by.
He's put the mediums on as well.
That
put the mediums on, yeah.
Interesting. Shocking. I didn't think he would do that. I have no word for it. I don't know why he put on the medium tires. I'm not sure if he had to, but he's down to P number 9 on the medium tires. And he's going to try and reel in Sean. The gap is around 2.5 seconds. That's the gap between the two, and they'll be looking to try and catch each other.
Yeah, and whether they can or can't, we've got 13 laps to find out, Alan. And we haven't seen too much action so far. We know a little bit of rain would spice that up, but the sky's looking rather blue. So perhaps we'll take this time as MLA chases down James Slater to thank everyone for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And we're working our subscribers up towards 100, so everyone helps. And follow us on Twitter at F1TSHub. We do all live race updates, drive of the day after the race, loads of stuff throughout the week. So make sure you give us a follow. And if you fancy joining us, we do have a waiting list at the moment. And of course, Alan, we've only got 5 races to go after this one of Season 10. But you never know, there might be some news on Season 11 coming soon. You'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, give us a like and if you're interested in joining, head over to the website www.f1tshelp.com.
Thought you were about to say, you know, give us a grid rundown, and, you know, sort of give me a good idea now that everything is sort of calm. So let's do that. The gap is 14 seconds between B-Saz and Black Mamba. It is first and second for them. Down in third, SBL Malekekik in third. Fourth is James Slater. Fifth, MLA. Sixth, D90. Seventh is Sean. Eighth is Sam. Ninth, Clyde Balloons. 10th is leaving the wheel, and 11th is Lawrence. Matt, Jor, Woma, Rex, and Luis are all out of this race. That is 16 laps in. Now, that is how the drivers stand. 16 laps into the Malaysian Grand Prix. And Beast has again exceeding that gap going through the race. But a quick question that I have. Do you think if we have a safety car, do you think it would you know, cause Beast to lose or at least not finish, you know, first today? Because, I mean, we've seen that happen before, and I've already pointed that out. And imagine if a safety car does come out. Do you think that it definitely could affect or not?
Well, one thing's for sure, he won't be happy with you, Alan, for giving him commentator's curse. But we're just seeing MLA and James Slater goes almost side by side. Sam, what's happened to Sam? He's completely off and doesn't look to be wing damaged, so perhaps just made a mistake. The large gravel traps here, they do slow the drivers down before they have to hit a wall. So here goes MLA on James Slater as they exit the final corner. This is going to be his best chance in so many laps. And to answer your question, I think it could actually help him. 15 seconds now, the gap between Black Mamba and himself. And if he does have to come and get pitted again, that isn't enough. So a safety car could help him, but at the same time, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh would all be going to the end. And they probably wouldn't come into pit again, so it could hinder him as well.
I mean, it could. Speaking of pitting, D90's in. D90 into the pits. Puts on the super soft tires. We're trying to be finishing the race on those tires to the end. And, yeah, that's how the grid is. We have 11 drivers left. I did some statistics and some research before this race started. And, forgot to share them, but I think it'd be pretty cool, like we said. This track has 15 corners, and we are doing 28 laps. That adds up to 420 corners that we'll be doing today. I thought that was pretty interesting to know, but we'll back up with James Slater and MLA, still going at it between the two, and I'm not sure if either one of them is going to give up. I mean, they are, again, they're just holding themselves up, and the gap between SBL and James to MLA is just atrocious. I mean, originally it was a 4-car train and SBL was pulled away because originally to D90 being involved in their little antics that were going on a couple laps ago. Now it's just those two going at it, and it isn't really helping the case of trying to get a podium today.
Sorry, Alan. Yeah, I think it definitely is, and you know, why is MLA struggling so much to get past the Renault? And I mentioned this in last week's race, and I thought it was just Singapore, but that Mercedes really struggles to, you know, he has a pace advantage, but where it counts on the straights, he just doesn't seem to be able to get the job done, even with DRS. So is James Slater nailing his exit? I commented last week that I didn't think MLA's braking, you know, is what it should be, but this is a entirely different story. This isn't anything to do with the brakes. This is just he can't get close enough and get side by side to be able to get the job done. So really interesting. And learning the wheels just coming up to Cloudy Balloons. So that's another one to keep an eye on.
Yep. Those drivers are going at it like mad dogs. I mean, riding on board of MLA, he may try and move to the inside of James Slater. Goes down to the inside. They bang wheels a tad bit, but MLA is able to hold the position ahead of James Slater. And he's able to get by for P4. And as it stands right now, did pick up 2 more points. Not much fighting over, but a difference of 2 points for what it is to be MLA from 5th to 4th. And was able, like I said, went from 5th to 4th, gained 2 extra points through that move, as it stands right now. But, yeah, as we go through the field, looks to be single file now throughout. Is now the goal for MLA is to try and increase that gap over James Slater. Though down the straight, DRS is enabled for the Renault driver. Riding on board towards turn number 1. He's going to have another shot at trying to catch 4th place of MLA. locking up that right side MLA while hitting the apex is James Slater. Head back downhill towards the middle part of sector number 1, and that's where he sort of loses some time. Yeah, I think James Slater is just starting to struggle here on the track. I mean, it's been known that, you know, despite that MLA was struggling to get by the Renault driver, I mean, it's sort of... I don't know how to explain it. I mean, the gap between the two was really close, and now that once MLA got by James Slater, he started to pull away. It really just shows the pace difference, and that MLA just struggled to get by the Renault. Finally did so, and you mentioned last week he struggled to get by James Slater in Singapore. I mean, that's Singapore for you. It's really hard to pass there originally. And now in Malaysia, where you have many opportunities to pass, we just have to nail it off, and it took him many laps to do so. And now he's finally ahead, and his main goal now is to try and reel in SBL Malikekik, and the gap between those two are 4.7 seconds.
Yes, and whether he can do it or not, you know, Mali had some good pace early in the race, so that podium is going to be a battle and a half to try and get there, let alone get the pass done. Our closest battle on track, Alan, is Cloudy Balloons versus Loading the Wheels. So this is Cloudy Balloons' best position that he's been in terms of point scoring position. So if he finishes there, that'll be his biggest points haul. But Loading the Wheels got something to say about this. He looks to the inside, thinks I'll wait for the main straight, bit of DRS to give me a helping hand, and nails the exit. They both get a good exit, but DRS, what's it going to do here? The Haas driver versus the Sauber as we come down to turn 1. Who's going to go inside, who's going to go outside? Learn the Wheel goes inside, Cloudy stays outside, and looks like that's going to be job done, Alan, and I believe it is. Yep, job done. Sam pits
over him down the straight. Yep, Sam into the pits. But yeah, also kind of that battle, I don't think he'd get close enough, but he was able to pull off the move right before turn 1, put the nose down to the inside, was able to pass before the downhill movement towards turn number 2. But as we speak now, it is lap number 20 out of 28 for these drivers. Sort of the ending point of the race, and we approach going to be 9 laps to go in today's Malaysian Grand Prix, the Sepang International Circuit. And it's been a decent race today. I mean, I wouldn't compare it to Singapore, because Singapore does have its own quality and its own rating. I mean, way above the standards. But for Malaysia today, it's been a solid race. Not too bad, better than I expected. But then again, not many passes going on, not many battles. I mean, we saw a couple good moves, and haven't really seen much compared to either Singapore or a couple of the races we've done. So I'd have to say maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10 so far today. What's your take on it?
Yeah, it hasn't been the most exciting race. When you come off a 2 hour 15-minute stream of the podium tier where there's just about everything happening. Yeah, this one doesn't seem as exciting, but it doesn't mean these drivers have practiced any less. It doesn't mean these drivers have, you know, put any less effort in, or they're not racing just as hard. Yellow flags in sector 2, wonder what they're for. And it'd just be interesting to see, you know, at the end of this race, who's going to walk away happy.
Beastaz is off. Beastaz is off. I saw that gap diminishing from first to second. Beastaz is now off, and now he has a lot in his tires, going really slowly. Oh, the gap is around the 2-3 seconds now. A mistake for the man who looked to be as strong as Iron Man, leading. Now looks vulnerable to the man in second, a Black Mumbai. We'll see if that's going to cost Beastaz. He's back up to speed, and now he's going to try and work up that gap once more.
And we saw in the podium race, the person in second was on the medium tires, and he chased down the guy in first who was on the softs, and the medium tire just comes to you at the end of the race. So the way Black Mamba's driving, he's going to see that gap, he's going to see that mistake. Maybe he'll see a chink in Beastas's Iron Man armor.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Once we said there was a mistake for Beastas, running wide, losing a couple seconds, was Black Mumbai in second place. Beastas crosses the line for lap 22 in today's race. We bring ourselves to 7 laps to go. And, yeah, going to the field. I didn't think that would happen. I mean, you saw yellow in sector 1. Or not, we just saw yellow in a sector. I looked through everyone I thought would have been an incident. I was like, I haven't seen anyone yet. So I was like, okay, let's check Beastas. Go up towards the front, and he's off the track. Very lucky that, you know, that there wasn't a safety car before that. Because imagine if that was a couple laps after a safety car restart, that would have been game over for him. like we said, he made that mistake in Singapore. Imagine if no safety car came out, wherever he finished. I mean, he only just ended up spinning in Singapore. Plus, there's no sand or gravel there, so you can't really get anything stuck on your tires. So, I mean, imagine if there's no safety car. I think he would have been just fine. But, yeah, it just goes to show, if a safety car came out a couple laps ago, it really would have hurt B-Saz. But, again, lucky he is, and now starting to pull away with that gap is almost up to 4 seconds here in Malaysia. But we're going through the field, and still single file. No other passes going on through the field, and it's sort of a bummer. I mean, I thought there was going to be a chance for Black Mamba to get by, but it's so much big of a lead or difference between Black Mamba and B-Saz that when B-Saz spun, I think he was just trying to get back on track and warm up his tires just enough to keep on going, because his intent was to maintain that race lead because he knew how much of a big gap he had. And now he's going to come across the line for lap number 23 out of 28. And now we'll say it once more. Hopefully B-Saz does not get into any more mistakes. Because this time, second time chance around, it'll cost him in Malaysia.
And also, Alan, I think it already has cost him, because if you have an incident like that where I think it was through perhaps on the exit of turn 6, because he was definitely in the gravel wherever he was, and it was before turn 7, so somewhere along one of those high-speed corners, and that's going to add tire wear to him, whether went skidding or went straight. If you go on the gravel, this game will add tire wear to your stint, and he was already on the limit in terms of what he could push for with those soft tires. So I don't know whether he'll have to come in again, but you would have thought if he was coming in again, he would have come in already. So he's going to try and take this to the end. 4 seconds a gap. I'm predicting that gap's going to come down before the end of this race, and Black Mamba will be challenging him within a couple of seconds. If not, they're going to see each other close on track.
There's a question to see if he can finish the race on those tires. Look down at the Haas driver of learning the wheel, and he's also in the soft tires, but the difference is he stayed out for several more laps to finish finish the race on those tires. I mean, he only pitted once, and again, I'm not sure if he's able to finish on those tires. I mean, that could have been the key difference on finishing the race and just basically getting a puncture. I mean, but then again, he's still pulling away from Black Mumbai when he really should be saving his tires. So I have no clue what's going on inside the Williams garage, because they're really confident that he can finish the race on those soft tires, because everyone else is on medium tires. So then D90 and Sam, 10th and 11th, are on the super softs, and they're struggling back there. But I'm going through the field. I haven't asked this yet. We're a couple laps away from the finish. I'm going to put on the position change detail. Who do you think who is your driver today? Because honestly, for me, I'll be honest. For me, I would have to say SPL Malantechnica. I mean, that first lap incident he got in, I mean, yeah, he hasn't gained any positions, but ended up spinning on the opening lap, is now already back up to third. And I don't really see anyone else, up for the spot. What's your opinion?
Yeah, Mali's definitely up there. As I said, when he had that incident, now he's going to get the nickname the Comeback Kid, because it's another brilliant drive to get back onto the podium, and he's passed some of the championship contenders as well along the way. So great strategy, great driving, great overtaking. So well done to him. My other contenders would be D90. He had a tough time earlier in the season, lots of DNFs and stuff, but he's put his head down, and he's not in the major points haul, but he's getting into the points now. The last few in there, getting some points on the board, and that's important to try and build your confidence as he heads towards the end of the season. So I think it is important that he continues to score points, be it 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. Just keep bringing him in and keep building up the tally. The yellow flag's in sector 2, don't know what that's for. I also have to say that Learning the Wheel's doing a good job on his debut, and also Black Mamba, he won the last race. D90, so I spoke about too soon, and now he's outside the points, so a bit of commentator's curse there. Sorry about that, D90, but we'll see whether he can challenge to get back in. But we're seeing a lot of drivers struggle through there and end up on the gravel. But yeah, as I was saying, Black Mamba, he avoided the incidents. He didn't really get in too much trouble. He kept his nose clean, and look, he's in second place, a first and a second place last 2 races. Yeah, fantastic performance from him. And is he going to challenge B-Saz? 4.1. It was slightly higher than that earlier last lap. So lap 25, B-Saz, I imagine, will be sweating under the collar. But we'll see what happens. 4.1, will it come down? I think it will.
The gap started to come down very slightly between BSAS and Black Mumbai, and like you said, starting to come down. That's signs of tire degradation, that he's starting to try and save his tires and trying to do anything he can to at least win this race. It doesn't matter what gap, he's just trying to win the race with all 4 tires intact and still fully blown, you know, and not any punctures or anything in the tires. But again, it's up to 4 tenths to get, 4 seconds. And BSAS starting to become under a threat from Black Mumbai, who is set to clear to finish the race on these tires. So again, a question to see if he's able to finish this race on those tires. We keep mentioning it for BSAS. It's sort of unknown for him. I'm gonna ride on board with BSAS again. I look on the front, you can see streaks down the center of the left front tire, right front tire. It's not so much there anymore. So really, I think if any tire is gonna go, it has to be that left front tire. I look at the rears as well. I mean, it does look like there's some streaks back there as well, but not as much as that left front. It looks very dangerous to becoming a puncture within the next couple of laps.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. I know the driver finished in second, who got passed on the penultimate lap in the podium tier. He was on 87% when he finished the race, and I think he pitted later than BSAS pitted in this race. But we know BSAS is good with his tires. Running wide like that won't do it any good. But look at Black Mamba in the background. He's hovering around 4 seconds, lap 26 out of 28. He's only got a couple to go, but this isn't comfortable for him at all.
Not at all. The gap is, I mean, again, Black Mumbai, once more, it's doing the same exact thing as he's doing. I mean, now look at the tires of Black Mumbai. They look even worse. So I'm not even sure if, oh no, we're starting to see rain here. That's not going to help BSAS at all. We're approaching the final 2 laps, and I looked on board with Black Mumbai. Yeah, it's starting to rain where Black Mumbai is. You go where BSAS is. Yeah, it's starting to rain, and of course,
my goodness, Alan. Rain. 2 laps to go.
The outcome of the race. It's just going to wear the tires even more. Not what BSAS needed, neither what Black Mumbai needed. So it looks like every single lap, the chances of a puncture for BSAS start to go up. I mean, from when he pitted, it looked like it'd be good till the end on those tires, and he ended up spinning. So the probability, you know, goes up to maybe 10, 20%. And now it starts to rain, probably goes up to 30 to 40% of a puncture for BSAS.
Sean versus James as we head into turn 1. Here we go. I don't think Sean's close enough this time. Nice helicopter view here though. He gets a good, nice through turn 1. Nice line. And again through turn 2. He's definitely got the pace over James in these conditions. How wet is it? We'll ride on board. It is definitely starting to come down. No one will want to come into the pits now. It's too late for that. You've got to stick with what you've got, and you've got to make it to the finish line. Don't touch the curbs too much. 5 and 6 are going to be tricky, especially for Sean being so close behind another car. Don't touch the AstroTurf. It'll cause you a headache, that's for sure. And he's so close. James is struggling in these conditions. Sean switches to the outside. Surely he's going to have a good run here into turn 9. Pushes him through turn 10. Has to into turn 8. Into turn 9. Here they come now. Pushes him earlier in the section of the track, but tries to cut back. Not good traction in that corner. You mentioned, Alan, that earlier. I said the same thing. That is a poor corner for traction. Tries the inside. Oh, can he get the car slowed down? James Slater is going to try to cut back on him. Switch back. It's getting close between these two. And James Slater blacks out. Sean carries a little bit more speed, but MLA is only 1.5 behind Mali now, so this is going to be a finish. BSAS is starting the final lap of the race. I'm sure he's going to be uncomfortable with those tyres, but we wouldn't want him to have an easy time. Here comes MLA 1.4. Do you think he can get onto the podium?
It's going to be a chance to maybe say so. James Slater still going at it with Sean. They cross the stripe for one final lap to go here at the Sepang International Circuit. And again, going through the field, again, really tight for some of these drivers. A lot of understeer for MLA. He ran very wide in turn 1. Looking up with BSAS, it is 3.2 seconds. They crossed the line last lap. It was 4.2 seconds. So really, again, slowing down so much as BSAS. He must not like his left front tire. I can see that thing vibrating on my screen. I mean, I can see that. I mean, on my screen, I'm just staring at his left front tire. Oh, D90's out. D90's out of this session. Oh, same place as his team. Is it? I don't think it. No,
I think it's just the corner after, perhaps.
Yeah.
With that double right-hander. B-Sats is going to be nervous. 2.8 seconds. Now he's crawling round in that Williams. And MLA is closing to within a second. James Slater actually overtook Sean, but then Sean got him back. There was contact at turn 1, Alan, on the last lap. And it caused wing damage for James Slater. But here we go. B-Sats is right up. Look how much he's struggling on get the power down. Black Mamba behind is now 2.2. What's MLA going to do? Well, riding from board with B-Sats as he crosses the line to hopefully for himself take a win. Another win in season 10. His first season at F1 TS Hub. He's putting down a mark. He's weaving. He's happy with that. I made a mistake, but it doesn't matter. I won the race. Black Mamba takes second. Fantastic result. Only 1.4 separates him. Look at MLA. He goes down the inside into last corner. Can he get the car slowed down? A slight contact. That's what you call dive it down on the inside. Championships at line on the stake. And there you go. Follows him through to take third and fourth. Wasn't able to get the job done. But you have to say, that move had to be done. Sean's power sliding out the last corner. Hope he doesn't bid it too early. And you know, he crosses the line. And James Slater's going to come across in 6th. Yeah.
But it ends a very exciting Malaysian Grand Prix. I mean, a finish, a good finish in Malaysia. Caps out, and probably the best lap was probably the last lap. Imagine this race goes on for at least a lap or two more.
Oh,
I'm not sure those tires would have lasted for B-Says, and Black Mumbai would have taken the victory. That's my assumption, and I'm surprised that guys like B-Says. I mean, I don't think anybody got penalties today, and I mean that's a first. I mean, yeah, it is on regular corner cutting. Imagine what it would have been like if it was on strict.
Sean spins it last corner. He went deep into the gravel. He spins it around, doing a bit of donuts, perhaps not on purpose, but weaving slightly as he comes across the line, and he finishes the final point scoring position. And that is today's Pinnacle tier race done and dusted in Malaysia. And as you said, Alan, not the most exciting, but last couple laps, the Pinnacle never disappoint us, do they?
No, they never do. I always enjoy you know, the show that they put on, and again today did not disappoint. But now on the top step podium again today is B-Saz. Extends that championship lead once more of where it was last round. That is a trophy and champagne for B-Saz once more here from Malaysian Grand Prix. Joining him on the podium again is the Sauber and the McLaren. That is Black Mumbai and SBL Mali Kekik. A fantastic result for both drivers. And MLA just was denied of a podium today, and a good recovery drive for SBL Mali Kekik. Here is our grid rundown. It is B-Stats, Black Mumbai, SBL Mali Kekik, MLA, Sean, James Slater, Learning the Wheel, Clyde Balloons, Lawrence, and Sam right at the top 10. Let's go down to the second half. It is D90, Matt Tanner, Ricardo, Julian Plummer, Rex, and Sebastian Vettel. Luis, I'm trying to think of who else could have been in that.
Jor. The other Renault would have been, I can't think, I'm afraid. But yeah, everyone outside the top 10 DNF'd, only 10 finishers, 10 point scorers. And Alan, 5 races to go.
Scary to think about. Honestly, it felt like yesterday I started with F1 TSL, and now we come to the final 5 races of this championship. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Next week, we will see you for the 16th round of the season, the Japanese Grand Prix at the Suzuka International Circuit. Any last words, Nick?
Nothing, but thank you for joining us, and always, Alan, fantastic commentary from yourself, and thanks to the drivers for putting on a good show in Malaysia today, and I'm looking forward to next week already. I got a week off as well from work, so what could be better?
Yeah. Good for you.